All right, so there's guys out there who are scared to death of being creepy, right? They struggle to say no, and they're scared to death of conflict, so they always smile and they're quote unquote nice, right? But they come off creepy as shit all the time. Whereas there's other guys out there who are fully themselves, right? And they expose themselves, they're honest, and people seem to love them, right? I remember I was sitting in my room, right? I had my laptop open, and I was doing a remote interview, right? And the creepiest part probably about this whole thing is I only took the interview because I thought the interview was attractive. I don't even remember how they offered me the interview. This is way back in the day, right? But the only reason I took it because I was interested in the interviewer, but I couldn't just be honest about it and express that. So anyway, I'm doing this interview, right? And we're like talking yada yada yada, and I'm sitting there just like because I was very awkward back then. I'm not saying I'm like the most social creature now, but back then I was quite a bit more awkward. So I'm just sitting there like awkwardly answering interview questions. The interview ends, went horrifically, right? And then I go on my phone, go on my Facebook, and I'm like on the interviewer's Facebook profile. I'm like, oh, should I add her? Should I message her? Let her know, ask her out sometime. And Jesus Christ, I think back to that and I cringed quite a bit. And it was cringy just to share that. But what's the point I'm trying to make here? The point I'm making is the first habit that at least made me creepy, right, back in the day, was just being disingenuous, right? More or less lying, right? And it wasn't lying in a malicious sense as like, oh, I have $1 million and I have a yacht or something, like lying to people intentionally. It was more so I was so deadly scared of rejection that I was like kind of skirting around things, right? So if I was interested in someone, I would pretend to I just want to be your friend or something like this, or yeah, I'm just in this job interview. I just want to take this job interview, right? When realistically, I don't give a shit about the job. You know what I mean? Now, part of the issue here is these people online in the self improvement space who way overcomplicate this shit, especially when it comes to dating. It's like, oh, you gotta act mysterious, bro. It's the Sigma male grind set, bro. It's like, oh, yeah, I never approach women, bro. I just creepily look at them across the bar 20 times trying to make eye contact, and then they just approach me. It works every time, bro. You should try it, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. I swear, man. I swear the state of self improvement. Not all. There's some good self improvement YouTubers out there, but the state of self improvement with this Sigma male grind set. Oh, you gotta act mysterious, act interested when you're not interested, and here's these 20 different tactics to use, bro. It's gonna kill your day. Oh my goodness, man! Like take that thought, throw it way out the window. We don't listen to those people. They put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. And frankly, I think they're like all of them. I think they're full of shit, right? The only thing I've learned from my dating experience so far is this shit is not that complicated, right? And being honest will get you a lot farther than, oh, this tactic, and now I gotta act interested. Well, I'm not interested. Now I gotta use this line, bro. And then it's, I can't believe that I was even falling into some of that before, right? It's a load of nonsense, and you and I were smarter than that, right? Now, next thing I remember is I was in my gym, right? And I was working at this gym actually, and there were a few people besides me, and there's just one guy in the squat rack, and we're talking, right? And I always kind of thought we were friends, right? And then the conversation started to get a little heated. I don't remember exactly why, but again, I thought it was just like a fun argument. And then he calls me a pussy, right? And I remember in that moment, right? I wanted people, I wanted really to make people like me, right? That was very important to me back then. So I just didn't even know how to really react to that. So I just smiled and that was kind of nice because I didn't really want to get into that conflict and I didn't want to lose what I thought was a friendship. Clearly it wasn't because the guy was kind of a dick. But the point I'm making here is the second habit also comes back to the first one, which is being disingenuous, but also on the other side. The first one was like, okay, being genuine and showing interest, right? So if you like someone, that's kind of like a positive one almost. And then the second one was at least I was being disingenuous and I wasn't standing up for myself when something was bothering me, right? Truly bothering me, right? And part of the issue here was, again, back then I was into self improvement, and this wasn't strictly self improvement. Even people in my life would tell me, it's like, oh, you got to make people like you, bro. It's like, oh, read How to Win Friends and Influence People, and the more people that like you, the better. And it's like you see those cool people over there, like everyone seems to like them. We got to be more like them. We got to be these charismatic. And Jesus Christ, like take that thought, throw it way out the window. We don't listen to those people. Again, they put a train of thought on us that doesn't serve us whatsoever. Look, I'm not saying go out of your way to be rude or you may make people not like you, something like this, right? Being nice, all that stuff, very important. I like to think I'm a nice guy at least. So being nice, all those things, very important, right? But this trying to make everyone like me was an absolute fool's errand, right? And I think it hurt me a lot more than it helped me. And it also definitely didn't help me in coming off as being less creepy, right? So it goes back to the disingenuous thing because something was bothering me and I wasn't expressing it. And, as far as in my experience, that came off creepy, that came off weird. And, that's why I have that as point number two. Now, next thing I want to talk about is I was walking up to this car, right? So I was doing this job as a security guard. And basically what I was doing was there was these few parking spots that were designated to this place I worked at, and people who didn't even go to this place would park there. So then the parking spots wouldn't be open for actual customers, right? So my job was to keep those parking spots clear for customers. So I'm walking up to this car, right? And there's this woman inside the car. I'm just waiting for her to get out because the point is once they get out, I ask them, okay, are you actually going to the store? If you're not, you got to move your car. So I'm just waiting. And she didn't get out. So I think I went back, and, started doing whatever. I don't even remember at this point. And the woman walks into our store, right? Goes to the front desk. And she says, oh, your security guard, he's being creepy. I'm doing my job, right? I'm doing my job. Like, he's being creepy. He's like, I literally do that to everyone. I'm supposed to, wait outside your car until you get out, let you know if you're not going to that store, move your car, right? But what's the point I'm trying to make here? The point I'm trying to make is some people will always find you creepy, right? This is what the fact of the matter is because human beings, we all have our quirks. We all have just different way you perceive things. You can say something and mean it in the most honest, genuine, not creepy, positive, best intention way. And someone could perceive it as creepy. Now with that, I was doing that, whether it was a guy, whether it was a girl, didn't matter. I was doing that with everyone who pulled up to the parking lot, right? Why was I doing this? That was literally my job to, make sure people aren't parking in that spot, right? And I've had instances of this, not just in my job, but otherwise, where my intention, fully 100% was not to be some sort of creep, weird, or whatever, but it was perceived as such. It was perceived as such, right? The last point I want to make is, as long as you have your intentions in the right place, of course, you're being honest. And of course, again, if you're watching my videos, I trust in you. I trust you have common sense. You're not some sort of weirdo because those are the type of people I attract with my videos, right? So as long as you're not doing obvious creepy things, like don't be like, I don't know, following people or something, like as long as you're being a decent human being and all that. And if you say something, okay, that's somewhat weird, somewhat awkward, like you're a human being, bro. Of course you'll say weird shit. Of course, it's part of the experience. It's totally okay. Just brush it off and move forward, right? So that's the last point I want to make here. Some things you'll say, some things you do, people would just perceive it as creepy, right? Happens to all of us, happens to the best of us. It is what it is. Now, I just want to end this video off by saying, hey, be kind to yourself throughout this process. Look, me, when I started my self-improvement journey, again, I talked about these things. I was so scared to just be honest, to put myself out there, scared to death of conflict and all these things, right? And I tell you, anxieties and insecurities were a daily struggle. They still are, by the way, but they were way, way worse before. Like I would literally be sitting. I remember so many times I was sitting in social situations, especially when I would be high, because being high would make it worse. I would be sitting in these social situations and my body would literally start shaking from anxiety. I wouldn't be able to get words out, right? And being in conflict situation and just backing down because I'm scared shitless, right? It's happened, quite a few times. The conflict stuff, I'll be honest, has happened less, right? Because I've always kind of been able to stand up for myself. It's always been scary, but more often than not, I've been able to do it. But the social anxiety and all that has always been there. The insecurities have always been there. Struggling on the dating side have always been there, right? And these are just some of the things that have helped me to be honest, to just be more open, and to just be okay with things like rejection and stuff, because they definitely will come. And they are painful. I'm not going to deny that. But these things definitely will come. Right. And that is okay, right? This is part of the experience of getting a better dating life, getting a better social life, all these things. Right. But I understand it can be difficult. I understand it can be painful. I put it off. I put off putting myself out there for so long because I was scared shitless of this stuff. So I was just sitting at home fapping all day and just wasting my time. Right. So truly, be kind to yourself throughout this process and be proud of yourself every single time you do something that's hard to do. Every single time you put yourself out there. Right? Because a lot of people, trust me, a lot of people are not doing it. They want to do it, they're not doing it. Right? So you and I, we're putting ourselves out there, we're putting in the effort. You deserve to be proud of yourself. So truly be proud of yourself. And I just want you to imagine for a second, imagine you take this advice, you run with it. Right? And now you're being your honest self. You're putting your honest intentions out there. Right? Instead of like these Sigma male courses, all that BS, you're just going out there, you're being yourself, and your dating life is improving day by day by day. Your social life is improving day by day by day. And even at work and stuff, because you're honest about things you want. Maybe you want to raise whatever it may be, and you're seeing great progress on that end as well. You're truly living life congruently in the way you want to live it, right? Imagine that. And that's about you on A. Keep working hard. I believe in you, but what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. And that's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to the next level in life, and frankly bring some common sense back into self-improvement, because you see all these weird creators with this red pill, alpha, sigma, geez, I don't even know. So I want to bring some common sense back into this space, and I know you and we can do it together. Please support. I'll leave my Instagram, TikTok in the description, also somewhere here. Please follow, support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Just to be transparent, I do want to start making money from this stuff, right? And my dream life would basically be I do YouTube in the morning, I do my boxing, martial arts in the evening, and hell, I'd love to get on the YouTube boxing scene. I said it before, I say it again. I'll fight anyone on the YouTube boxing scene, no problem. So please do like, comment, subscribe, support. All that support will help make my dream a reality. I'll talk to you later. Peace.